Let's take the time to celebrate everyone. Hi there, I'm Julie Brooks, Juliebrooks.life, and this is Real Talk. They say you need a reset. They say you're too old to start over. They say wellness comes with a price tag. But often, they are wrong. Now, something I don't talk about very often, who's the they that say all these things? I think sometimes, if not most of the time, they live in your head. If you think about what I said, they say you need a reset. Well, how often do we think that, like, I just got to start over again? Or they say you're too old to start over. I can't tell you how many times I've thought that. I'm going to be 53 in 3 months. I think it's 3 months. And that means I've got 40 some years left on this planet, unless, I'm chosen to be gone before that. But easily I could live another 40 years. What kind of craziness is it for me to think I shouldn't go and do something different, right? But it's the they. However, that's not what we're talking about today. We are going to have some real talk. Now, the reason that I started this show back in, good gracious, in 2020, 2021, somewhere around there, you can find it on Spotify in its original incarnation, is because I truly believe that there is a lot of BS in the health and wellness industry. But honestly, there's just a lot of BS in the world at large. So I'm here trying to unpack a little bit of it every single week. And I would love your help in doing so. You can help me in a multitude of ways. One way is to share any video that is of interest to you. Another way is to come and talk to me. If you've got something that you want to say, now, we must articulate this. We must have clarity around what we want to say. And I say we because sometimes I don't either. It's not ideal when we just ramble on and on. So on that note, what I want to talk about today with celebrating everyone is what seems to be an issue in our society, where we celebrate people that have struggled, and I'm going to use an analogy here. So somebody has gotten to a weight that is very unhealthy for themselves, and they've done it by not taking care of themselves for many years, by eating too much, maybe drinking too much, maybe not moving at all. Whatever it is, they've gotten themselves to a position, and they wake up one day and they're like, that's enough. That's enough. I am in charge here. And they work hard, and they kick butt, and they lose 20, 100 pounds, and they get their life back. I want you to celebrate that. I want you to celebrate that so much. Pat on the back. Let's, go for massages, whatever it is. Like, celebrate, clap, be happy for that person. But you know what else I want you to celebrate? I want you to celebrate that person that was disciplined the whole way along. That person that never gave up on themselves, that didn't get to a point where they were obese. They didn't ever eat too much or drink too much. They worked out on a regular basis. They took care of themselves. But we don't celebrate that. We just act like, well, yeah, that's what you should have done. And I agree, but it's what we should all do. So my question, and this video here is, I'm being very aware of what I'm saying in this video because it's not popular opinion. It's not popular topic. What is popular is to act like somebody's an Olympian because they just started taking care of themselves. While the Olympian is, yeah, that's nice. Lucky you that you have that physique. No, it's not lucky you. Very few people that have a good physique or that are healthy have not struggled in some way, shape, or form. It's not easy when everyone you know is staying out late, going for drinks, eating junk food, and you're like, it's not what I'm going to do to my body. I'm not going to do that to my body. But you don't get celebrated when that happens. And absolutely, part of this is a personal thing. This is real talk after all. It's personal. I'm a little tired of people saying, well, you're so lucky. I'm not lucky. I'm up at 4 a.m. every single morning, 7 days a week. There's no sleep in on the weekends. I am up at 4 a.m. and I go to the gym and I work my butt off. And then I pay attention to what I do during the rest of the day. I practice proper sleep. I practice recovery. I do it all because I truly believe that this body that I have is a gift. And it's probably a one-time gift. We might get some spare parts here and there, but it's a one-time gift. And I am responsible for taking care of it. Now, as I said, this is real talk. I think we should celebrate everything. Who in your life, I'm sure whether it's children, whether it's coworkers, whatever it is, you've got a subject like this that you've seen probably recently. I often see this with siblings. You'll have the one sibling that is very diligent and takes care of themselves and does all the things supposedly right. Let me tell you, nobody's doing it all right. That's for darn sure. But supposedly they're doing it all right. And then you got the other sibling that's kind of like a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit more relaxed than maybe they even should be. And it's always the one with the discipline that gets well, you're the strong one. You're the disciplined one. So you can handle. You don't need our support. You don't need us. How often has that happened? And I'm sure right now, if you are a parent, you're like, oh my goodness, I have done that like this week. So the point of this episode today is not about blaming anybody, not about frustration. It's actually quite the opposite. Keep celebrating exactly how you are celebrating. I just want you to celebrate a little bit more. I want you to take into consideration that nobody's got an easy path in this life, that everybody deserves that pat on the back, that everybody deserves to be treated well. And I think I'm trying to articulate this right now, but something that I think is missing from our society is it's disrespectful to say the words, it must be nice. We don't look at it as disrespectful. But for people that have gotten it a lot in their life, it must be nice, it is disrespectful. It's disrespecting that person's hard work, that person's discipline, that person's journey. And the reverse of that is somebody who's actually not been disciplined, not taking care of themselves, and just allowed instead of, setting goals and moving forward in a healthy way. So I will leave it there. It took me a long time to decide to make this video. As a matter of fact, I made it once before, but I felt, this feels a little preachy. So hopefully this one does not seem preachy. It's hopefully a very authentic wake-up call for those of you that think that anybody out there has it easy, that it must be nice for anybody out there. We all struggle. We all deserve to be celebrated. So head out there and celebrate all the people that you know. Why not? Now, if you would like to have a conversation with me on Real Talk, I would love that. I'm sure that there are so many of you out there doing wonderful things for yourself, for your family, for your community. I'd love to talk to you. And the other thing is, make sure you subscribe, and I would love it if you share. Thank you so much, and have a fabulous day.